Welcome to Day 6 of the 15th FINA World Championships. And it's Women's Day, with the action hotting up in the water polo group deciding matches. The girls double up for the synchro free finals. And they're diving from the dizzy heights above Barcelona. But first we go down to Port Vell for the open water swim 5-kilometre teams event. A time trial format with each team starting at 1 minute intervals. The teams to watch out for are Germany featuring Thomas Lertz, the United States as defending champions, Brazil with Poliana Okamoto, and Greece headed by Spiridon Gianniotis. It means with 1 minute intervals in open water swimming, the swimmers are really going off at around about 70-75 metres apart. So as the race goes on, we will see the gaps start to tighten between some of the less fancied teams and the better teams who are out in pursuit. But it is going to take a little while before that unfolds. Next up, we've got the powerful Germans in their white caps with, of course, the German logo. And what a team it is. Thomas Lertz, Christian Reichert, and also Isabel Hall. Numbers 379 and 144 respectively. The United States, team number 6 there.
3, 2, 1.
Team number 6 for the United States. The gold medalists from 2011. It was Gemmell, Ryan and Ashley Twitchell then. We're about to see the next team in the water. This is the team from Brazil, and it features Poliana Okamoto, who has collected 2 medals here. Gold in the 10 kilometre and silver in the 5K, so a very strong female representative here. Okamoto. Looking forward to seeing the next team. The team from Greece, featuring Spiridon Gianniotis. The 33-year-old Gianniotis, the gold medalist in the 10 kilometre. The Liverpool-born Spiridon Gianniotis, who started the torch relay for the London Olympics back in Olympia. The Germans are coming up. The Germans have already passed the Italians. Team number 4 has passed team 3, but it is still the New Zealanders there who are holding down what is not necessarily second place, but it is second in terms of the way they started, still hanging on. But Germany on elapsed time, I think you'll find, will be certainly ahead of the Kiwis. Team number 8. That would be right, because they started 2 after the United States, and just behind Venezuela. It indicates the Brazilian team have passed Venezuela, which is something you would have expected. So Brazil also going nicely with the very strong female representative in the 5-kilometre race, and that is Okamoto. The team from Greece, Spiridon Gianniotis, is there. They're about to go through, so Greece is also doing nicely. We had Brazil having passed Venezuela, so out on the course at the moment it's Brazil just behind the United States, and Greece have passed Japan. This magnificent combination as far as Germany's concerned. Well, they've overcome Italy and New Zealand and Russia, starting 3 minutes behind the first team. And the Russians, well, this is going to be a fabulous time for the Germans. A fabulous time here. I was speaking about 55 or 56. They're going to come in at around 53. Lertz goes in, and the first time goes on the board at 51. There we have 52, and the time there, 52.54.9 is the time. As we have a look at the first of the swimmers home, Thomas Lertz of Germany. at the moment, the time for Brazil, 53. Well, they're outside the time set by Germany. Will they finish in front of the Italians? No, they won't, because they're already behind there now. So the team from Brazil, and they finish at 54.03. 54.03 is indeed second place, so correction to that point I made a moment ago. They're second behind Germany. Now the question mark is what sort of time will be recorded by Greece. Now here comes Greece, and Greece are now inside this finishing apron. Now the time so far, it's outside the time of the Germans, so they're not looking at a gold medal, 53.5 minutes, but they're putting themselves in line, perhaps they should be in line for a silver medal at this stage. They have to beat the time of Brazil, which was 54.03, and they have about 10 metres to swim now, so they'll beat that time, and Greece should move into the silver medal position at this stage. Time ticking, of course, it's the third swimmer across the line, but they will just be in front, just. Yes, by 0.2 of a second, Greece move into the silver medal position, and Brazil will drop back to the bronze. The results of the 5 kilometre teams event: Germany first, Greece second, Brazil third. The event taken out by Germany, gold medal to Germany, silver medal Greece, and bronze to Brazil.
Two rounds gone. China lead in this women's 10 metre platform final. Pandalena Renon challenging Sarah Barrow, the British girl who's showing the better form. The twice European champion. Competing in her third World Championships, down in 7th place, back 2.5 somersault. She knows how to put a program together and deliver it. .9 the tariff on that dive, but the marks are more than solid. Now Malaysia and Pandalena Renong are in a good position here to keep their medal tally going. She has done a fantastic job for her country. She's only 20. This arm stand back double somersault, 1.5 twists. She'll need to compose herself and do it again. Now this is a real test. Her experience. If you're not happy in that position, better off falling onto the board, not the other way. Now this time she's up, holds it. Well, that is a really creditable effort there. I think the coaches acknowledge that. Her experience counting. She knows the clock is counting on her as well, but she pulled herself together to make sure that that did not turn into a disaster. Well, she'll be pleased to have got through that little hurdle and still come out with 54.40. 24 years of age. 5th in the synchro event. .24 years of age. 5th in the synchro event at the Olympics in London in front of her own crowd. Forward 3.5 somersault pint. I think the entry was everything she would have wanted. trying to get that pike as tight as possible, opening out. Just didn't get the legs perfect. Gradually increasing the closeness of her forehead to her knees there, or shins, tightens up the pike and increases the speed. Well, 60 points from that. Maria Curio in with 2.5 somersault in 8th position. Didn't qualify for the Olympic final in London, so this represents progress for her. .8 is the tariff on this, not one of the dives of higher complication. Nice position, nice entry. They're happy with it. She's got a spring in her step, and she's got 67.2 marks. Now Si Yaji currently equal first with Chen Raolin. The two Chinese girls very much setting the standards here. The under-15s junior world champion, leading the senior competition into her arm stand back double somersault, 1.5 twists, perfectly upright. .2 is the tariff. She is lightning fast through the air. Not the perfect entry, but in her diving you are looking to pick holes rather than count the plus points. 3 8.5s, or more pluses than minuses in that. Chen Raolin hardly seems to deviate. Arm stand back double somersault with 1.5 twists is her third dive, looking to edge ahead of her young teammate Si Yaji into the arm stand. No signs of wavering from the queen of the platform. Keeping her standards high. And there is quite a battle developing between these two Chinese divers, the queen and the princess. Straight 8.5s, 81.60. Now this leaderboard after 3 rounds, it's still even Steven at the top. It's a dead heat still between Chen Raolin and Si Yaji. Now Yulia Prokopchuk from Ukraine, the European champion, is well in touch of the medal placings. Proven competitor. This is her lowest tariff. No, it's 3.3 this tariff. So the arm stand back triple somersault. .3 the tariff here, and she is diving very strongly indeed, and it's going to be very tight in the competition for that bronze medal. Pandalela Rinong is after her second medal of these championships, but she knows It is desperately close. Inward 3.5 somersault. It's a 3.2 tariff. She's in third place at the moment. She's got another 3.2 dive to come. That wasn't as cleanly finished off as she would have wanted, falling away into the water there, and that might open the door into the bronze medal position. She'll be wanting higher than that at this stage of the competition. Sarah Barrow, now is that Pandalela Rinong, who was in the bronze medal position, produced a poorish dive. This reverse 2.5 somersault tucks. The tariff is down at 2.7, so she needs to get it really spot on. And she has done. That entry was really sharp. She is responding here to the challenge. Lovely clean entry there. Now she missed a year with a stress fracture back in 2009, but she is really performing here. Maria Curio was also well in contention there in 6th place. Going to be very, very tight. Back 2.5 somersaults. Another well-performed dive by the European bronze medalist. Just falling away rather as she entered the water. It's down in the 7.5s. Shi Ya-ji having her personal battle right at the top of the order. Who's going to claim the crown? Well, there was a definite flaw in that back 3.5 somersault tucked. 14 years of age, have to keep repeating that. This is a whole new experience for her, and that entry was not up to the standard of her previous dives. She took gold in her very first individual World Series final, but the pressure just telling a little bit there, perhaps. Chen Raolin. Saw her young teammate drop her standards. Back 3.5 somersault, 3.3. Well, even that was not up to Chen's flawless level of performances. Well, we're used to seeing 8.5 9s, but there's no chance of that with the way she entered the water there. And a reminder that she is human after all. It comes as such a shock when these absolutely superb performers don't deliver 3 6s. Now that she has let Shi Ya-ji right off the hook there. Well, a fascinating 4th round in this women's 10-metre platform final. It's the 14-year-old Shi Ya-ji leading from the defending champion Chen Raolin and the European champion Yulia Prokopchuk.
Julia Prokopchuk, 5.253, B.
European champion for the past 2 years, back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists, piked position, diving for the bronze. No mistakes will be her fault. No mistakes there at all. 24th in 2009, 6th in 2011. The progress continues for this European champion diver, who's stepping up a level here in the World Championships and really showing what she can do. Big smile, she's very happy. 3 straight 8s and a really good performance there right across the board from Prokopchuk. Pandelela Rinong was in the medal positions. The Olympic bronze medalist Prokopchuk knows this is her big rival. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists, 3.2. She needs something right out the top draw. Well, how good is the question? I think went glaringly wrong for the 20-year-old, but she needs more than just a good dive. She needs an outstanding one. Eights is a good dive, but not enough to take her above Prokopchuk. Looks as though the bronze is heading to the Ukraine. Well, Sarah Barrow was 4th in the World Championships in the synchronized event back in Shanghai in 2011. She's facing the prospect of just missing out again. Former European synchro champion. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. She's certainly not let herself down in this competition. The expectation was on Tanya Couch. Prokopchuk has the bronze medal in her sights, within her reach. Barrow has been one of her big rivals. The end wasn't quite tidy enough to really get a massive score that she would need. Said she'd retire after Rio in 2016, but she certainly produced a top-level performance here. 3 8s, not enough to get above Prokopchuk. Big sigh of relief. That bronze looks great for there. Maria Curio was in 5th place. Back 2.5 somersault with 1.5 twists, 3.2. And it would need to be absolutely sensational. But she's put together a good program. European bronze medalist. Reached 2 finals. Performed better in the individual event. She's 23 years of age. Comes up with a solid start. Now we are into the gold medal contest. Currently, the 14-year-old is leading her far more experienced teammate Chen Rowling. Who's going to be the new queen? Will it be the Princess Si Yaji? There is no hesitation into that back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists, and she is pushing all the way for a spectacular entrance into the very highest level of competition. She's looked unfazed, just just a slight untidiness maybe in that entry. She's come right to the top in her first year of senior experience. The junior under-15s world champion ends up with 80 points and throws down the gauntlet to the queen of the 10-metre board, Chen Raolin. Chen in second place going into her last dive, chasing her 6th gold medal at World Championship level. The defending champion, the Olympic champion. Can Chen Raolin get gold again in her last dive? Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. That's for the gold. Well, those Chinese coaches can afford to cheer and applaud. They are in a win-win position. She's opened the door to her young rival. Now, is that good enough to win back the gold? She certainly responded to the challenge here. Knows what it takes at the highest level. Now she has to wait like everybody else. Is it good? Is it great? Is it good enough? It's good, but only for silver. Chen Raolin has to settle for second place, and we have another astonishing young girl. At 14 years of age, she is the gold medalist, and Chen Raolin has to take the silver for Kupchuk, overjoyed at the bronze. It's a China 1-2, but not perhaps the way everybody expected.
The last preliminary round of matches of the women's competition began with a comfortable win for the USA against Great Britain. Caroline Clark, nicknamed KK, scored 3 times as the USA said they were particularly happy with their first quarter showing. 16-4 to the USA. The USA faced Brazil next. Hungary faced Great Britain. This was one of 2 tied games today, as this match decided who'd finish second in Group C. Monica Eggins scored the last goal of the game to tie things up at 8-all. Canada's draw gives them a last 16 game against Kazakhstan. Greece face Italy. Hungary, one of the fancied teams here, made light work of Kazakhstan, outscoring them in all 4 quarters. Gabriela Sux made it 17-7 here in the last quarter, the last goal of the game. Hungary say they're set fair for the next match against Great Britain. Kazakhstan meet Canada next. Italy are another of the teams in form, and they met Brazil looking to take second spot in Group D. Deep in the second period, Valeria Palmieri made it 7-1 as Italy ran out easy winners 13-5. Italy now face Greece. It's Brazil against the USA. This was the game of the day to decide who would win the group. It was neck and neck throughout. The Netherlands had an outstanding shooter in Lieke Klaassen, and she made it 11-all. It ended 12-all. Russia just held out in the dying seconds to win the group and now play South Africa. Netherlands face China. This was a one-sided affair as Australia easily topped Group B with a resounding win. Rena Webster scored 3 times. This goal made it 8-1 in the third quarter. Australia won by 16 goals to 1 and now play Uzbekistan. South Africa meet Russia. China overwhelmed New Zealand to take second spot in Group B, and they outscored their opponents in each and every quarter. Liu Ping scored twice. This one made it 13-5, the last goal of the match. China will now meet the Netherlands in the match of the day on Saturday. New Zealand meet the host Spain. The most one-sided match of the day was in the last in the pool as Spain won by 16 goals against Uzbekistan. Freya Blas was quite simply unstoppable, scoring 6 times. This strike made it 5-1, but by the end Spain had a 16-goal lead. Spain now play New Zealand. Uzbekistan meet Australia.
The Palo Geordie, this is the duet free competition final. The girls from the Ukraine, it's Lolita Ananasova and Alla Volashina. They were ranked number 4 after the preliminary round with 92.53. And a big performance here. They may yet give themselves a chance for a medal.
A wonderful start, being lifted off the feet of the swimmer underneath the pool. An excellent synchronisation. Synchronisation, a big part of the technical score, count for 30% from that panel of judges, who also look at the difficulty and the execution. And then the second panel of judges look more at the artistic side, the choreography, interpretation to the music, and the manner of the overall presentation. Excellent there, good height, making sure the water level is exactly the same on the legs of both swimmers. Absolutely putting everything into this 3-minute 30-second performance. He slightly fell off the lift there. You might well recognise the music, the soundtrack from Games of Thrones. See the water level there, mid-thigh, that's good. The beat of the music, even though they can hear the music underneath the water. Beautiful rotations on the spin. Need to keep swimming high out of the water, keep the travel going. No rest at all in the whole performance. That was a shame. Slight difference in synchronisation there on the leg kick. Well, a very spirited and powerful performance there from the Ukraine. A very difficult routine technically. There's Alexia Zaitseva, their coach. She knows what it's like to perform,
Attention,
having swum duet in the Olympic Games before.
We remind you that the use of a flash.
A couple of small errors on the synchronisation, but absolutely incredible degree of difficulty within the routine.
Technical merit.
Will they score sufficiently to get a medal? 92.62. It's a good score. It's a good score. They've improved upon their preliminary score, but will it be enough for a medal? Here at the Polo St Geordie, this is the combination that's favoured to take out the gold medal in the duet free final. It's the girls from Russia, 19-year-old Svetlana Kolesnichenko and 23-year-old Svetlana Romashina.
Look how quickly they've moved into that first lift. Amazing. Their interpretation of Metallica and this duet is really something extraordinary. Just watch out for the speed of the movement, pinpoint precision, perfect synchronisation, and the control that they managed to put into these difficult movements. Absolutely amazing. Certainly going for a really high technical score here. So much difficulty packed into this. Amazing. Flawless, absolutely brilliant. Well, I can't spot many synchronisation mistakes at all. Absolutely amazing. And fantastic height out of the water as well. So much speed and travel around the pool. Incredible flexibility. This is almost like an exhibition of how something should be synchronised. So many of the other synchronised swimmers aspire to be able to do this. They watch and learn from these Russians. Wow, absolutely breathtaking. Well, for us as well as them, the crowd are going absolutely wild. Tatiana Danchenko, the coach, she should be well pleased with that. They truly are incredible athletes. They've dominated synchronised swimming, the Russian Federation, for so many years now, and they know that everybody really wants to get out there and challenge them, but they're not letting that happen. They continue to work incredibly hard, 40 to 50 hours a week, and that was a truly amazing performance, and has certainly set the standard. Look at that flexibility. Chose to go with quite unusual style of headdress, part of their theme.
Well, this pair were convincing winners in the duet technical final, and it looks as if they have secured themselves another gold medal here.
Representing the Russian Federation, our swimmers were Svetlana Kolesnichenko and Svetlana Romashina.
Just an amazing performance by the girls from Russia. They came in ranked at number 1 with 97.23 through the preliminary round.
Technical merit, 48.
Scores for the mighty Svetlanas of Russia, 97.68. A massive score, a wonderful performance, and surely it's going to be another gold medal. The girls from China, the 26-year-old Jiang twins, Ting Ting and Wen Wen, the silver medalist from Shanghai and the bronze medalist from Rome 4 years ago.
Beautiful lift to start. Lovely height. Swimming to Swan Lake. Excellent synchronization. Very clean movements, hardly any splash at all. Really do get grace into the performance as well. Absolutely beautiful. Not quite identical twins. Ting Ting has a freckle on her forehead, apparently, and Wen Wen has a very slightly longer face. Very powerful in the water. Very hard to do. Appreciated by the crowd. All-round athletes, beautiful extension on the leg. So precise on these movements. And a wonderful performance there from China. Yang twins, absolutely stunning. Compared to the Russians that went before, I didn't feel that it had quite the same degree difficulty, but what they did absolutely perfect. And I love the grace that they put behind some of the movements.
890. Artistic impression 47.460.
So the girls from China,
95.350.
the twins 95-35, 95-35, so they are in the silver medal position behind the Russians. A wave to the crowd. Well done from their coach. And it looks like another medal for the girls from China. A mighty roar Here are the girls from Spain. Ona Carbonell Ballestero and Margarita Crespi. They were the bronze medalists in the duet technical final. They came in here ranked third with a score of 94.27. They are looking for a medal.
Fantastic start. And I absolutely love the choreography in this duet. The tango. Look at this hybrid here, watch this. Amazing, love it. Great interpretation. Fantastic synchronization. Excellent. Crowd loving it. Difficult, intricate movements to synchronise. They've been doing flamenco dance training so they can get these movements as precise as possible. Very slight difference on the synchronisation there. Beautiful presentation. Excellent. Slight errors again on the timing there, level on the leg. They absolutely can't afford to make any mistakes here at all. Beautiful. Travel. Great synchronization on those angles. Up to the end of the duet now. And a truly captivating performance there from the Spanish duet. The crowd have gone wild. I love the choreography. That was the same duet that Ona Carbonell swam last year at the Olympic Games with Andrea Fuentes on that occasion. I absolutely love the choreography. I think the theme, the tango, it suits them so perfectly. And the crowd really getting behind them here. Beautiful costumes and headdresses, which is all part of synchronised swimming. But I love the height that they show in those hybrids.
The score coming up, it's 94.99. It's another bronze medal for Spain. China take the silver, and again it's the Russians with the gold. The crowd not happy with the scores awarded by the judges. 94-99, a wonderful effort. It's a bronze for Spain. Well, what a competition, what high standards once again. And it's a case of the Russians setting the way. The official results then: Kolesnichenko and Romashina, the mighty Svetlanas taking gold, the Jiang twins taking silver, and the Spaniards, Carbonell, Ballesteros and Crespi, the bronze. So that brings to an end another day here in Barcelona, with Germany claiming a second gold medal coming in the open waters of Port Vell, while the gold rush continued for China in the diving for the 14-year-old, and for Russia in the synchronised swimming. More action to come tomorrow here at the 15th FINA World Championships.